Hi guys! Today I'd like to talk about black companies in Japan. These companies have nothing to do with races or skin color. It's a company like Sweet Shop, but the term is not only associated with manufacturing, but also often with office work or any kind of workplaces. And I'm going to have an interview with a person who had worked for black company in the past, or better to say black position in the past. And he is one of the member of Blabla Japan. He will explain what happened in his job experience and which industry it was and how much overtime he did, for example. But before we go to the interview, I'd like to introduce the definition of black companies, what Japanese ministry published. So the first one, a black company is imposing extremely long working hours and extreme norms on employees. The second, the compliance awareness of the entire company is very low. For example, unpaid overtime or abuse of authority. The third, excessive screening for workers under the above circumstances. So, let's go to the interview with Akira-san. Hi, Akira-san.
Hello.
Can you please explain yourself shortly?
Sure.
Yeah.
So, hello everyone. My name is Akira. I have grown up in Japan and currently work in Europe. I have both worked in Japan and Europe. Today, I would like to share some of my experience in Japan. Firstly, part-time jobs and full-time jobs are completely separated. I won't go into the detail here, but part-time job is called Arbeito, which the word comes from German, and Arbeito is seen as less responsibility than full-time positions. Most common part-time job is at chain restaurants, fast food shops, or konbini. I used to work in konbini for a few years in my early 20s.
Why was it a black company, the convenience?
So most konbini in cities are open 24/7 in Japan. There were 4 shifts for work, which were 6 a.m. to 9 a.m., 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., 5 p.m. to 10 p.m., and 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. I did every shift, but I mainly worked for the night shift, which was from 10 p.m. However, when it was needed, it was pretty common to work from like 10 p.m. to 9 a.m.
Okay, so from 10 p.m. to 9 a.m., it is like
Right,
11 hours, right?
right.
What forced you to stay there so long?
So the konbini always needed two cashiers, and actually working in konbini was not so popular type of job in Japan.
Okay.
So the konbini often had a shortage of workers, and it was difficult to have a sufficient number of employees. You can imagine the working environment and the social situation if you have been to Japan. There were so many konbini, chain restaurants, and fast food restaurants which were open 24/7 in Japan. So they often struggle to find workers, especially for night shifts or morning shifts, because that time is unpopular. So when the company didn't have enough cashier, I continuously worked from 10 p.m. to 9 a.m.
So you're saying that shortage of manpower is the reason why you couldn't leave, but it's actually you can just say I go home because my shift is over, and it sounds like it's not your problem.
Well, my colleagues and bosses were friendly, so I wanted to cooperate with them as much as possible. So my shift was pretty flexible to support them. As a result, when some accident happened and the company suddenly needed a cashier some days, I was often called on the day. I just canceled my appointments and just went to the company to work. Therefore, sometimes I worked from like 5 p.m. to 9 a.m., which was 16 hours shift a day. From the Western perspective, the working environment and relations between employees and bosses in Japan are very different. I believe this is from a Confucianism influence. Bosses are strong employees and should respect and follow them. So Japanese working environment tends to be very hierarchical. Some Japanese employees would just follow them even if the employees feel their instructions are not productive or like simply wrong. In my case, my colleagues and bosses were in the company were pretty friendly. When the company had some accident and needed people, they asked me if I could work. I felt really guilty to say no to my boss because bosses were my authority and felt I should help them if I could. That was my experience, and my experience would be pretty common in Japan. You can even find worse case than mine. Nowadays, shop owners struggle to find night shift workers. However, someone has the say in a shop or restaurant. So owners can't find anyone and they were forcibly work the both day and night. As a result, some owners work every single day in the whole month, or they work 12 hours to 15 hours every day. This issue is getting bigger and bigger currently.
This story sounds very horrible and quite a big problem.
It is.
When you were working there in convenience store, like when you leave the store, will it be empty or is the owner there?
It's empty because my bosses, of course, worked every day, like 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. or sometimes maybe like 11 p.m.
Okay.
However, they of course went back to home and they had their own life.
Yeah.
So someone had to take care of the combini. So that's why I was working in the combini like a night shift. If I leave the combini, no one is there. So the thing is, I have never seen a key of the combini. So I don't even know how to close the door, how to use a shutter. So imagine if you go to combini and no one is there.
Yeah.
You can do whatever you want in the combini.
Yeah, like Amazon Go.
Yeah.
I mean, long time working is not the issue only in Japan, but also in all over the world. But I think the background of the what's happening to you or to other Japanese people is it has also something to do with characteristic of culture itself. To have or to keep or to protect the harmonize is so important for us. That is why this issue is quite complicated.
I agree with you, and I want to emphasize this point. I think one of the reasons is like harmony. If you don't take this burden, let's say if only like 5 employees in the company, I mean shops or restaurants, if you don't take it, then less of them take it, which is you feel like guilty because if you don't take it, they feel like, oh, he is not a cooperative or he doesn't help us at all. So they think you don't want to work with them. So you can imagine like working environment is pretty much a closed society. So you have to maintain the relationship. It means like you need harmony.
I think so. Of course, not only Japanese, but other people will think that it's important. But for us, it's, I think, much more important, or the level of importance of harmonization and relationship, or what other people think of you is quite big.
Yeah, it is because I can tell you, of course, I had a contract and I did, of course, I gave them a signature for the contract, but I have never seen my contract. I don't really remember what my contract was written.
Yeah.
But I did everything what I could to support. It doesn't matter like your contract says, okay, I work from like 9 to 5 p.m. But of course, if you are asked to help.
Yeah, I think so. The owner or the owners are using this kindness of the workers. So as advice for people or non-Japanese people who wants to come to Japan and find jobs in convenience stores, of course, it's important to have a job and you have to earn money, but it's very important to be strong enough to say no to your owners, but also think of harmonization. This, you cannot forget about it. So to keep the balance of it, to be strong enough to say no and keep balance of harmonization.
Yes, so it's difficult to say. Maybe it doesn't even exist the balance like a right equivalent. But you have to say sometimes you have to say no to your employees. Otherwise, they will exploit this relationship.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, Akira-san, thank you so much. Yeah, today we have talked about posting in convenience store, but there are so many other postings at several types of black companies, and in the next videos we'd like to introduce other facts and examples as well. So if you like our content, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel and push likes, and thank you for watching. See you
Thank you for watching.